Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie. So Soto, I've done 2 movies for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
What was your second movie? So you did nothing for
I
No,
did
but
nothing.
in all seriousness, why did you?
I did
What did
nothing
you?
for Valentine's Day. I thought
It's
about The Notebook, but I didn't do it.
I
Uh,
was trying to edge you that way. I'm like, come on, watch The Notebook, but that's all right.
I thought about it. I really did. It's coming. I think I got to watch more Ryan Gosling movies. I think it's going to be a crescendo that happens when I sit down and watch The Notebook. So the second movie that I watched was The Menu. Movie came out in 2022 with Ray Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy. Um, Yeah, I know this movie is on your list, and I'll tell you right now, I think you're gonna like it. I found this movie to be fucking hysterical. It's very dark. Basically, the premise is that everybody gets invited to this very exclusive restaurant on this island with a very exclusive chef, and it's a mix of celebrities and other sort of important, people that are being invited to this. I think a critic is there too. They get invited to this, multiple course meal, and then there's the outsider, which is character Margot, played by Anya Taylor Joy, um, and they all go to this dinner, and it starts off normal, and then things start to slowly go towards the more horror and the dark side of things. And so there's definitely a very much kind of like a like there's tension there because things get more and more kind of like disturbing. Uh, but the overall message of just pretentious ass people and their opinions about food, uh, as it starts to unravel, it becomes really good. I thought this movie was fucking wild. And there were a lot of times that I laughed my ass off during this as well. So again, I think it's very well done. I think it's a little bit on the absurd side, but I enjoyed this movie all the way through. I enjoyed the performances. Ray Fiennes was great as the main character, as the chef, Slowick. And just again, as things start to kind of slowly unravel and go towards that dark side, I found it to be incredibly enjoyable and super satisfied at the end as well, which is what I asked for a movie. So yeah, I know this is on your list, so I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah,
Uh,
before you give us your ranking, yeah, because I've seen this even like I said within the last year, and I mentioned this with the Northman. She was in Queen's Gambit, and I fucking love that.
yeah,
And the funny thing is, I was planning on seeing it earlier this week, actually, too, but then I had to see a fair to remember. But then, all joking aside, it's funny because on TikTok, through no fault of my own, a clip came up from
yes,
this real quick, and I know they that's what they do. They put those clips out there to get you hooked. But
yeah,
it's the
it
one where
works.
she said she was saving her appetite, and he was like, "That's it. All the proportions are masterfully, whatever." And I'm like,
Yes,
I kind of didn't want to see more, and I do know it's a horror comedy, so I know there's a little bit more to this than what was presented. I'm like, all right, I'm intrigued. And yes, Ray Fiennes is great too. So yeah, it is definitely on my list. Who knows? I might get this to next week and we'll just do a quick wrap up on it.
yeah.
But where on your list do you think you rank The Menu?
Yeah, so I have it ranked actually at number 7. I have it underneath Terrifier 2 and just above, oddly enough, The Northman. I think if you like her and you like her brand of acting, she's essentially the main character slash outsider in this kind of, I guess, foodie sort of society. I was very surprised to see John Leguizamo in this. When I saw John Leguizamo, I was like, this is fucking great. But I enjoyed the shit out of it. It's right. This is a great movie. I will probably watch this again, which is to say a lot. The Northman, I thought, was very well done. Obviously, I've talked about Robert Eggers and how I feel about him. But the menu was super entertaining, and if you have a dark sense of humor, uh, and you like Ray Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy, that you're gonna like this movie. And there are some moments that I don't want to spoil it, but there are some moments that I absolutely pissed my pants laughing at during this whole entire thing. Is it a perfect movie? No. Most of the movies that we like aren't perfect movies, but is this a movie that I'd be more than happy to watch again? Is it good for multiple viewings? 100%. These movies like this tend to be good for multiple viewings because they're all about how it's going to end. And then when you do get to the end, you're like, okay, cool. I want to see now how it was done. Very much like Usual Suspects or Memento. Once you know the end of it, you're like, okay, great. I don't have that tension of wondering what it's going to happen. So now I can watch it again and I can say, okay, now that I know what's going to happen, show me the process. And for me, I tend to enjoy movies more on second viewings. I haven't done that a lot with any movies on this list because obviously, given our lives, it's tough to even jam these movies into our personal lives. But, I'm starting to identify the movies that I would be like, yeah, I would watch that again if I wasn't trying to jam in brand new movies. And, again, I enjoyed the shit out of the menu and definitely recommend it. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I might hopefully get to it next week. So, like I said, I did want to watch it this past week, and I did do the gimmicky route because I'm kind of pregnant and afraid to remember. But I had to. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to commit to this because I'm not going to have a lot of rom-coms and romantic movies on my list overall. But I had to get a couple because I want the diversity of just how we rank it. So
yeah.
But speaking about the menu, Soto, it was a movie you reviewed last week, and I kind of wanted to see, and I did want to see, not kind of, and I did not get to it that week, but I did watch it this week. So I kind of want to talk about it real quick because you didn't want to do spoilers, and yeah, Soto, I saw it, and I kind of knew even before you talked about it, I'm like, all right, something's up with this, and it looked like a very intriguing premise, and you're like, it's a horror comedy, so something bad is going to happen, but in what context? And so obviously they're at this prestigious restaurant. Ray Fiennes is actually phenomenal. He's phenomenal in a lot of things he does, but for some reason the well above Gordon Ramsay, yes, chef. But yeah, when he brings up the sous chef, and this is where I think you kind of had to stop. So spoiler alert. And they're going through that talks. I thought he was gonna I knew it was gonna happen. I just thought he was gonna stab him, and I did not expect that gunshot to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? I as I was watching it, I did laugh at parts. The what's his name? Trevor. I already forgot. Travis. Tyler. I knew it was a teenage. The Tyler's bullshit. You did
so
text
funny.
me that, and I laughed at that part.
So fucking funny, dude. When I saw that, I laughed out loud because it was just like I said last week. It was a great, sort of deconstruction of the whole stupid ass. People who are like super foodies, but kind of like people who. I'm not trying to shit on sommeliers. I know that that's a real career, but there's some people that talk about wine, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And that's kind of like what Tyler was. And then when push comes to shove, and he's like, all right, make this shit. And he's like, I have no idea how to make anything. It's like, that's right, because all you do is fucking talk. So this is not Tyler's bullshit. I mean, it took a dark turn after the sous chef obviously, killed himself in front of everybody. And that was kind of the start of the dark stuff in that movie, at least in my opinion.
It did, and weirdly enough, some of it fell apart too. I don't know what I was expecting after that. And it just did not feel... I felt like it could have been more for some reason. I did laugh real quick before we get into it. All I saw from that guy, Roadhouse, I just keep seeing him telling Jake Gyllenhaal, please don't beat me up. I don't know if he realized that actor was in Roadhouse as well. I just kept seeing that face. Yeah, one of the group of three. The one that in Roadhouse, he was part of that gang, and he was the comic relief. And I can't take him seriously in this role, but... Yeah, the menu had some good parts, and then it did get predictable at parts. And I was just when she's seeing that old photo of, when the chef first job and he's got a cheeseburger.
Sure.
And I'm like, she's going to somehow use this I didn't, against him, and obviously she did. Just changed the tables and just wanted a cheeseburger, which, what I learned from this movie, Soto, cheeseburger saves lives. So I don't want to fucking hear about
good.
it.
It looked good. I wanted to eat that burger. God damn.
It was probably the best burger he's cooked, but yeah, there were some absurd moments. The s'more scene was hilarious to me as well.
Oh, the ending scene.
Yeah.
I think to your point, I think you hit on something too. This movie has a lot of great moments. It's not a great movie, but there were moments in here that I'm going to remember, and that I will make me kind of want to watch this movie again. It's not particularly clever, but there are some moments that I think were just really, really great.
So I know you ranked it last week. My official ranking, it kind of goes at number 9 at the moment, which is right below Terrifier 2 and right above My Old Ass. Because I honestly think, like I said, there was a lot here I did enjoy, but as a whole, something was missing. Like, I felt like this could have been a great movie. And I don't know what it is, we're just here talking about shit. It's not like but it was just, maybe you're right. A lot of good parts, a lot of memorable parts, but when you look at it as a whole, you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, not
Like
even
the
in a
plot.
good way. So yeah, a lot of holes, but
And she was
again,
like randomly from Brockton, Mass. That was a strange
Yes.
like scene that was thrown in there, like randomly, where she's like, "I'm from Brockton, Mass," and I'm like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. Like, you're not from Brockton, Mass. Like, why did that get added in there?" And I don't really feel that her character. And I always say that, did she really even learn anything or have any growth in this film?
no, she just wanted to
whatsoever?
survive. Yeah, this
She
is
just
just more about
survived,
survival,
yeah.
because she was basically the hired. I hate to say prostitute, but that
She
because
was,
of
yeah. What do you want to say?
for him.
Courtesan, like Lady of the
Yeah,
Night?
because this was just which you everything going on in the beginning, like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. You're like, okay, how is this going to factor in? So
Yeah.
again, a lot of things you can easily figure out. Obviously, all that going to shit the way it did was kind of a surprise, but after that, it was just like,
Yeah.
But you're going to remember
Yeah.
this a lot of the scenes, so that's where I rank it. So I just want to bring that up because I know you said it last week, and I wanted to see the menu. So
Yeah.